Hello everyone, myself Dr. Rupali Biradar, Department of Botany in the Raj Arts, Commerce and Science College, Sillod, District Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Today I am presenting biodiversity and its conservation. Biodiversity, in simple words, is the total variety of life on our planet. The word biodiversity is combination of two words. Bio means life and diversity means variety. Therefore, biodiversity is variety of various living organisms present on the earth. The term biodiversity was coined by Walter and Rosen in 1985. It is the abbreviated word for biological diversity. In simple terms, biodiversity is defined as the variety of life and its processes. The study of biodiversity includes total number of races, varieties, or species of various types of microbes, plants, and animals present on the surface of Earth. The major causes for the loss of biodiversity is scientists believe that the total number of species on Earth is in between 10 to 80 million. Nature took more than 1 billion years to develop this wide and complex spectrum of life on Earth. But we are losing this heritage of millions of years at a very fast rate. It has become extremely important to study the causes of their destruction. The major causes for the loss of biodiversity is destruction of habitat, hunting, exploitation of selected species, collection for zoo and research, introduction of exotic species, pollution, and natural calamities. The major causes for the loss of biodiversity, the first cause is destruction of habitat. The natural habitat may be destroyed by man for his settlement, agriculture, mining, industries, highway construction, and dam buildings, etc. As a consequence, the species must either adapt to the changes in the environment or move elsewhere for their survival. Several rare butterfly species are facing extinction due to the habitat destruction in the Western Ghats. Of the 370 butterfly species available in the Ghats, around 70 are at the brink of extinction. The second cause is hunting. Wild animals are hunted for the commercial utilization of their products such as hides and skin, tusks, fur, meat, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, perfumes, and decoration purposes. In Africa, in recent years, 95% of the black rhino population have been exterminated in Africa by poachers for their horn. In the last one decade, over one-third of Indian elephants have been killed to collect ivory. Third reason is exploitation of selected species. Exploitation of medicinally important plants has resulted in their disappearance from many of their natural habitat. Similarly, many plants are exploited for study material. Example, Neem species, Xylotome species, Isotis species are ruthlessly sought and collected for teaching and laboratory work. They have already become rare. The fourth reason of major causes for the loss of biodiversity is collection for zoo and research. Animals and plants are collected throughout the world for zoos and biological laboratories for study and research in science and medicine. For example, animals such as monkeys and chimpanzees are sacrificed for research as they have anatomical, genetic, and physiological similarities to human beings. The fifth reason is introduction of exotic species. Any species which is not a natural inhabitant of the locality but is deliberately or accidentally introduced into the system may be designated as an exotic species. Native species are subjected to competition for food and space due to the introduction of exotic species. However, these plants appear to be ecologically harmful as they tend to suppress the original species of the locality. The sixth reason is pollution. Pollution alters the natural habitat. Water pollution, especially injuries to the biotic components coastal areas. Toxic waste entering the water bodies disturb the food chain and so the aquatic ecosystems. It results in destruction of natural habitat of plants. The ninth reason is natural calamities. Natural calamities such as floods, drought, forest fires, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, epidemics, etc., sometimes take a heavy toll of plant and animal life. In nature, such as episodes are responsible for loss of biodiversity. Biodiversity conservation is need of time. The protection, management, and preservation of biological diversity is known as biodiversity conservation. Biodiversity can be conserved in two main ways. The first one is in situ conservation and second is ex situ conservation. Here is in situ and ex situ approaches of conserving biodiversity in India. In situ conservation strategies are is conservation of wild animals and plants in their natural habitat. Methods of in situ conservation are national park, silent valley, sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, and sacred forest and lakes. The first national park is a reserve of land usually owned by a national government. It is a tract of land which is declared public property to preserve and develop for the purpose of recreation and culture. It is protected from human development activities and pollution. There are 104 existing national parks in India, covering an area of 43,716 square kilometer, which is 1.33% of the geographical area of the country, according to the National Wildlife Database of December 2020. The first national park in India was Hali National Park, now known as Jim Corbett National Park, Uttarakhand, established in the year 1935. The Silent Valley is rich in biodiversity, where new plant and animal species are being discovered every year. In Silent Valley is a storehouse, the Silent Valley is a storehouse of medicinal plants. Large mammals such as the tiger, elephant, bear are also found in the fringes of the forest. The valley harbors 211 bird species and many varieties of butterflies and moths. Sanctuaries. A sanctuary is a reserved area for the protection of wildlife. Collection of forest products, cutting trees for timber are allowed provided they do not affect the animals. There are 566 existing wildlife sanctuaries in India covering an area of 1,22,420 square kilometer, which is 3.72% of the geographical area of the country. Another 212 sanctuaries are proposed in the Protected Area Network report covering an area of 16,829 square kilometer. Biosphere reserves. In the year 1976, the Man and Biosphere program identified about 57 biosphere reserves. The numbers of such areas have increased since then. The biosphere reserve has concentric area zone for different use. The first one is core zone, second one is buffer zone, and third one is transition zone. The core zone is the innermost zone devoted to preserve biodiversity with no human interference. Around the core zone, there is the buffer zone in which some settlement and resource use is allowed. In this area, variety of educational programs and research activities are carried out, such as identification of endangered species, artificial propagation of species, and application of tissue culture techniques to enable rapid multiplication of threatened species. The outermost zone is the transition zone where sustainable development activities are permitted. This is an area of interaction between the biosphere reserve management and the local people. Here activities such as forestry, recreation, cropping, etc. are permitted. The list of some biosphere reserves in India is given here. The reserves are Great Nicobar, location is Andaman and Nicobar Island, Gulf of Mannar situated in Tamil Nadu, Kanha situated in Madhya Pradesh, Kaziranga in Assam, Manas is also in Assam, Namdafa in Arunachal Pradesh, Nanda Devi in Uttar Pradesh, Nilgiris in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka, Nokrek Dura in Meghalaya, Run of Kutch, Gujarat, Sundarbans, West Bengal, Thar Desert, Rajasthan, and Valley of Flowers, Uttar Pradesh. Conservation measures, in situ conservation strategies. The fifth is sacred forests and lakes. Sacred forests or groves are small patches of forest which are conserved through man's spiritual belief and faith. In India, sacred groves are found in Khasi and Jaintia hills of Meghalaya, Arauli hills of Rajasthan, Western Ghat regions of Karnataka and Maharashtra, Sarguja, Chanda and Bastar areas of Madhya Pradesh. Some prominent examples are listed below. One of the most widespread of the traditions in India is the protection given to trees of the genus Ficus glomerata, which are found in the countryside and are often the only large trees in the midst of towns and cities. The peepal tree, the botanical name is Ficus religiosa, has had a conspicuous position in the cultural landscape of North India and human collective memory for more than 5,000 years. Some prominent examples are listed below. For Hindus, the bel tree Eagle marmalus is associated with Lord Shiva, Tulsi with Lord Vishnu, and fig with Lord Dattatreya, and the Kadamba tree is likened to Lord Krishna. In many villages of South India, there are no temples. The Gram Devata or village goddess may be a big tree located in the village. Ex situ conservation is the conservation of plants and animals in locations outside their natural habitats. It includes collection and conservation of species in specific locations such as botanical gardens, zoos, safari parks, aquaria, and in institutes such as gene banks. Many species of plant species are conserved in botanical gardens and arboreta. Arboreta are gardens with trees and shrubs. Seed banks and tissue culture facilities in the offsite areas have helped in conserving many specimens. Thank you very much.